Hi, I'm Cassie, and this is Schlitz Audubon Presents. I'm here to talk to you about frogs today, their basic biology, where they're located, and how you can handle them. Here in Milwaukee, we have lots of frogs, and some of them that you can find here include the northern spring peeper, the green frog, and the American toad. Now, before we get into any springtime activities that they do, have you ever wondered what they do in winter? Frogs are cold-blooded creatures, also known as ectothermic. What this means is that their body temperature correlates directly with their temperature that's surrounding them. During winter, they enter brumation. This is not to be confused with hibernation because it involves a different metabolic process. During brumation, they actually pump a lot of glucose into their cells. This acts as an antifreeze so that when the water in their blood freezes, their cells won't burst. Now, if it does start to thaw out a little bit, they may drink a little bit of water, but they're not going to waste their energy trying to find food. So this means they have to build up a large fat reserve to last them the entire winter until springtime when their food is flying around. But now it is spring, obviously. So these guys are going to be trilling, chirping, and croaking. And I emphasize the word guys because it's only the males that do the calling. They're doing these calls to impress the females so that they can find a mate. Now, soon when they find a mate, they will join an amplexus. And when they join an amplexus, they eventually pass on their genetic line to their future offspring. Now you know why the frogs are calling in springtime. So now it's your turn to come to the Schlitz Audubon Nature Center and check them out for yourself. Some of the best places that you can go to include Boardwalk Pond, Mystery Pond, and Teal Pond. There you will definitely find some frogs. However, we have plenty of other ponds where you could go explore and see if you could find any of these critters for yourself. Because we are a nature center, we just ask that you treat all of our creatures with respect. Now, before you do your scientific study, make sure you have all the equipment that you need. This includes a net and a bucket filled with water. You don't want our creatures to dry out. When you do eventually catch a creature, make sure your hand is wet. This way, the oils on our skin won't clog up the pores that are on their skin. Also because they breathe through their skin, so you don't want to suffocate them. Eventually, you'll get him or her out of the net, and then you want to try and get them in this seatbelt hold. Now, this seatbelt hold will make sure that they don't really wriggle free, but if they do happen to wriggle free, just make sure you're holding them a little bit closer to the ground so that their fall isn't as traumatic. Now, this, my friends, is a green frog. We can tell that he's a green frog just based on the color of his skin. And I say he because his eardrums are larger than his eyes, and he has a nice yellow throat. Now, when you are done examining your creatures, you can put them in the bucket of water that you have and dump the entire bucket, or you could release them by hand into the pond. If they don't leave right away, they're probably just hanging out and just kind of, but they will eventually move when they feel like it. There's nothing like seeing and hearing these amphibians for yourself, so come on over to the Schlitz Audubon Nature Center and check it out. If you want more information about some other spring features, check out our 2015 edition of the Panorama. Inside, there's lots of great articles, including one about frogs and their calls. That's it for this episode of Schlitz Audubon Presents. Thanks for watching. See you next time.